Have you ever noticed how retirement feels like one of those things that exists in the distance? Like some mythical future version of you is supposed to magically handle it? Like, today you just survive, and future you will somehow figure out the money part. Except, future you is just you, older, more tired, and probably way more stressed if you don't get this right. Now imagine two versions of the same person. Same job, same income, same starting point. One version lives life on autopilot. Every paycheck hits, they spend most of it, save a little when they remember, and tell themselves they'll start investing later when things calm down. Spoiler, things never calm down. The second version makes one quiet, boring decision early on. They open something called a Roth IRA and feed it consistently, even if it's not perfect. They don't feel rich, they don't feel smart, they just stay consistent. Fast forward 30 or 40 years, version 1 is stressed, worried, and asking if Social Security will even exist. Version 2, sitting on a pile of money they can access completely tax-free with options, peace of mind, and freedom most people only dream about. The difference wasn't income, it wasn't luck, it wasn't a secret stock tip, it was one simple system. And that system is the Roth IRA. So let's break it down properly. No fluff, no confusing jargon. Just a straight explanation of what a Roth IRA actually is, how it works, and how normal people quietly use it to build tax-free wealth over time. I'm Financial Frank, and I break down money concepts the way they should have been taught in the first place. No confusing jargon, no fake guru nonsense, no get-rich-quick fantasies, just clear, simple explanations that help normal people understand how money actually works, how the system is designed to trip them up, and how to build real wealth without needing to be a finance expert or a millionaire. I don't teach hype. I teach systems that quietly change your future. A Roth IRA is a type of a retirement account that lets your money grow and be withdrawn completely tax-free in the future. Read that again. Completely tax-free. Here's the simple version. You put money into a Roth IRA using income that has already been taxed. Then that money gets invested. Over time, it grows. And when you retire, you pull that money out and pay zero taxes on the growth. None. Not a dollar. That's the magic of it. You pay taxes now so you don't have to pay them later when the numbers are much bigger. Most people are used to the opposite system. That's the traditional retirement account model. You get a tax break today, but you pay taxes on everything later when you withdraw it. With a Roth IRA, you flip the script. You sacrifice a small tax break now to protect a much larger future pile of money. Think of it like this. Would you rather pay tax on $5,000 today or pay tax on $500,000 in the future? Because that's the real choice being made. Now let's clear up the confusion between Roth IRA and traditional IRA, because this is where people get lost and tune out. Here's the clean visual to remember. Traditional IRA, no taxes now, taxes later. Roth IRA, taxes now, no taxes later. That's it. That's the core idea. With a traditional IRA, the government lets you deduct your contribution today, but when the retirement comes, they want their cut. With a Roth IRA, the government taxes your money up front and then leaves it alone forever after that. Now, who can actually open one? Pretty much any normal working person, as long as your income is within certain limits. You need earned income. That means you can't fund it with random money or inheritance alone. It has to come from a job, freelancing, or self-employment. There are income caps. If you earn too much, the ability to contribute directly starts to phase out. These limits change over time, but for most people watching this, you're likely well within the range. And here's the part people overthink. You do not need to be rich to start a Roth IRA. You do not need to be a financial expert. You do not need thousands of dollars sitting around. You can start small, embarrassingly small if needed. $20, $50. The habit is more important than the amount. Now let's talk timeline. Timeline 1, the spender. Every raise turns into lifestyle upgrades, more subscriptions, nicer dinners, a bigger car payment. Savings happens when convenient. Investing happens later. Over decades, nothing compounds. Money flows in and out with no structure. This path ends with stress and dependency on hopes and handouts. Timeline 2, the Roth path. This Frank opens a Roth IRA early. He doesn't max it every year at first. Sometimes he only contributes a little, but he never stops. Month after month, year after year, the money quietly grows. Untouched, uninterrupted, undisturbed. No fireworks, just compounding. So how do you actually create this path? Step 1, pick a brokerage. That sounds complex, but it isn't. You choose a reputable platform like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or similar. These are the giants of the industry. Safe, regulated, designed for long-term investors, not gamblers. You create an account online, you select Roth IRA, you link your bank, done. Step 2, open the account. This part takes less time than ordering food online. Basic personal info, employment status, banking connection. Nothing intimidating. If you can sign up for a streaming service, you can open a Roth IRA. Step 3, choose simple investments. This is where people freeze, but it doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to outsmart the market. For most people, the winning move is boring, and boring wins. A broad market index fund or a target date fund. An index fund spreads your money across hundreds or thousands of companies. You own a tiny slice of the entire economy. Instead of betting on one winner, you bet on progress itself. A target date fund automatically adjusts as you age. It becomes safer over time. It's like autopilot with guardrails. Pick one. Consistency beats complexity. Step 4. Automate contributions. This is where the real power shows up. You schedule automatic deposits, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever fits your income rhythm. The key is that it happens before you get tempted to spend the money. Your future becomes a priority instead of an afterthought. Now, let's talk about the long-term projection. This is where your brain finally understands why this matters. Imagine you contribute $200 per month into a Roth IRA. That's about $6 a day, one cheap meal, one impulse purchase avoided. Assuming average historical market performance, which fluctuates and is never guaranteed, over 30 to 40 years, that $200 per month can turn into over $1 million. Sometimes much more, sometimes less. Markets vary, returns aren't promised, but time and consistency heavily tilt the odds in your favor. And here's the important part. When you retire and start pulling that money out, you don't owe the government a single penny on the growth. Every dollar of those gains is yours. That is what tax-free millionaire really means. Not flashy, not overnight, just strategic and patient. Most people never experience compound growth because they interrupt it. They stop, they restart, they panic, they sell, they withdraw, they sabotage their own timeline. A Roth IRA works best when you leave it alone, feed it consistently, and respect the clock. And no, it is not guaranteed. Markets go up, markets go down. Years will look ugly, years will look brilliant. The point is not perfection. The point is participation over time. Think about how often people say they want financial security, but their actions say they want short-term comfort more. A Roth IRA flips that priority gently. You aren't punishing yourself. You're building optionality. Now here's what usually stops people. They think they started too late. They think their contributions are too small. They think it's not worth it unless they can max it out. All of that thinking is noise. Starting late is still better than never starting. Small contributions still grow. Partial funding still compounds. Progress beats perfection every time. The real win isn't hitting some mythical number. The win is creating a consistent system that doesn't rely on motivation. That's how normal people quietly build extraordinary outcomes. So let's return to our two timelines. Spends everything, Frank lives for the now, and panics for the later. Roth IRA, Frank sacrifices a little comfort today to build outrageous comfort tomorrow. One path leads to dependence, the other leads to independence, and neither path required genius. Just awareness, discipline, and a little patience. If you took nothing else from this, remember this. A Roth IRA is not about being rich today. It's about protecting the version of you who will one day stop working but still deserves freedom. You don't have to fund it perfectly. You don't have to understand every technical detail. You just have to start. Open the account. Automate the contribution. Let time do what time does best. You're not just saving money, you're buying freedom for a future version of yourself who will be incredibly grateful you thought this through. That future version doesn't need flashy promises, they need quiet consistency. And that is exactly what a Roth IRA delivers.